Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Luckiest Person Season 6, The Battle of the Units. You join us here today on this rainy morning of the Gladiatorial Arena, where we go live to the quarterfinals. We saw in the first two rounds some spectacular battles, but now we go down to the best of those two rounds. We have in our first match Hugh versus Min. Now, Hugh has the ninjas. Now, they are quite a spectacular unit, believe it or not. They're just throwing their shurikens just at the opponents, just killing them. But as we saw, Min has the Shukonus, and they just rapid fire their crossbows, not giving the enemy a chance to even come close to them. You saw them just wipe out reapers and wipe out just peasants. They're just amazing. Now, let's get on with our first little thing. So we go over to the dynasty, and we can see that the ninjas are worth 500, whereas the Shukunus are worth 350. So let's get some ninjas. There we go, we got our little ninjas here. 20,000, well, that's 40 ninjas. And then we come over to our Shukunus. They're amazing crossbows. It's about 1,000 over, 650 over, 300 over, 50 behind. Yep. The 57. Let's try and line these out a bit better. There we go. Nope. There we are. Now, let's have a look, see who's going to win this. And there was no competition. There was just, yeah, a few of the Shukonos died. But we just watched that. I didn't even have time to put it in slow motion. They were just, the ninjas were just obliterated by the Shukonus. So that means Hugh is unfortunately eliminated, resulting in Min moving on to the semi-finals. What a spectacular battle that was. But who will be facing Min? We'll find out in the other rounds, in the other section, in the third section. Now we move on to the second section, where we have Brian versus Peter. Now, as we saw, Brian was just smashing the competition with his super peasant. So let's go on. Let's get rid of all of these contestants. Clean up crew, please. Just yep. Thank you. You guys can go home. Okay, so we have our one super peasant here. Let me just change the listings here because I gotta keep track somehow. We have the super peasant versus the skeleton archer. The skeleton archers are quite good. I like the skeleton archers. But he's gonna be killed anyway. Because we have a super peasant. He already knows he's gonna win. You heard that cry, just you heard that. That is his war cry. He knows he's gonna win. There's no doubt about it. I'm trying here my hardest to try and see if we can beat him, but I'm very doubtful. Just lining them all up. He agrees 300. Doesn't matter. Because obviously we at least wanna... Here we go, he's coming in. Just smashing them. Here he goes. Yep, lag. See arrows flying everywhere on this day, but they can't even land a hit. They are shooting their own brethren, trying to kill this one guy. They are all standing, they're not moving in, they're all just standing there getting shot as the super peasant flies in, just killing everyone. There's no doubt in my mind that Brian is going to win this whole entire competition, because well, as we can see, he is just too overpowered. He just can't be beat. He was almost beaten in round 2, however, by the Deathbringers. They got him quite low, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough. There just wasn't enough there to continue. If I had raised the limit of the numbers, maybe they could have killed him. Maybe. The arrows are just flying left and right. You've got rib cages, you've got arms, you've got legs, you've got spines, you've got heads over here. You've got their weapons just lying on the floor, burned or normal, because they all are shooting each other, because they're trying their hardest to shoot this flying peasant. But the super peasant is just so fast that when they try and fire, they end up missing and end up shooting their own brethren. We see it here, folks. There is no doubt about it. Now there has been a way of defeating the super peasant. Oh, look, goes another skeleton. He's by himself over here. Look at this lone warrior. Look at him. He has no idea. His arms are broken. He's watching his brethren just get obliterated. And here comes a bow and arrow. I thought that bow and arrow was gonna hit him in the face there. The super peasant hasn't lost any health whatsoever. There's a giant skull here, but that doesn't belong to anyone. You see arrows are still flying. You know you've won when the arrows just stop. He is coming over. He's wanting to kill the super peasant. He is angry that look at all these body parts just on the floor. A pile of bones. There is nothing left. He is angry. We're gonna call this one Zack. Zack the skeleton. Look at him. No! Just as I say that, he is just punched into oblivion. No, Zack. We've got Sam over here, Sam the skeleton. He is trying. He fires an arrow and he completely misses. I have no idea where that arrow was going. None of the arrows have hit the super peasant. The super peasant is still flying around. Oh, he hits this guy, but he survives. But that guy gets picked up and he's flying with the super peasant, but the super peasant just makes him explode in midair. He just picks him up into the air and explodes him. Super peasant still flying through, killing people. He picks up the skeleton he hit before. He picks him up. He's flying around with him. The skeleton's riding on his back, and he gets dropped off. It was like a nice little bus ride. Then that skeleton is obliterated. There's just a few skeletons left. They do not stand a chance. This is basically a suicide mission if they weren't already dead. They were risen from the dead to fight this guy, and even they can't kill him. More and more skeletons are dying. That guy is just hugged. He is squashed against the floor, and he explodes as well. We've got about 4 skeletons left. They're all spread out. There's 2 left. And it's over. It is over. Look at the amount of bodies. Yes, it's a shame. You can't even see the super peasant. He is just in an explosion. And that is a sad, sad defeat for Peter. Peter is eliminated and Brian moves on. But it was to be expected. We all know how strong the super peasant is by now. But who will be facing the super peasant next? Who was trying to claim the title of champion of season 6? Can anybody be brave enough to fight? We move on to section 3 of our little quarterfinals. It is Gumi versus PC. Now Gumi has the Reaper, which I know is the most expensive, because it's the most expensive in the spooky district. And then PC has the wheelbarrows. As we saw in round 2, the wheelbarrows were not enough. And I said I was going to put more Reapers down. We have 8 Reapers. But it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. We're going to... These poor wheelbarrows. They're just going to die. Here we go. Can they at least get one? They got 1 Reaper. They had killed 1 Reaper. Almost killed the 2nd. Damaged the 3rd and the 4th. And a little bit of the 5th and 6th. But the 7th and 8th, they're completely fine. So with that quick battle out of the way, PC is eliminated, and Gumi moves on to fight Min in the semi-finals. So, with that battle out of the way, we can move on to section 4. And the winner of this section will move on to the semi-finals to face Brian. And obviously we'd have to say goodbye to that person, because Brian is just too overpowered. There is just no doubt about it. They're just overpowered. Let's remove these contestants and see that Artemis versus poachers. In other words, Brett versus Justin. We're gonna have 4 Artemises, and then we're gonna have the poachers. Poachers are quite a cheap unit. There are so many. $80, $40. Yep. Okay, here we go, guys. Getting nice and close. What the fuck? Nice and close. We see Artemis already firing, killing the poachers. Killing a load of poachers. The poachers return their fire and kill the first 2 Artemises. The Artemises, oh my god, was that like a super attack? What was that? And she just threw most of the poachers across. Gee. Look, most of them are flying off into nothing. Into nothing.